What's up, gamer guys and gals? Your boy, Godlike Gamer here. I want you to know I've tried to done this intro like 3 times, and I keep messing up every single time. So hopefully we get it right. This is kind of an announcement slash draft explanation video. Um, I know I don't really have any followers or any viewers, so it's not really an announcement. But I'm joining or I've joined a Pokemon Draft League called the ISBL, International Showdown Pokemon League. Uh, It's kind of like the WBE, uh, if you ever seen any of that, or the GBA. Uh, Not really any big YouTube people. I think a couple of them are doing YouTube stuff. I'm not, uh, but no one you really should recognize, maybe. Just a couple of us people getting together, trying to have fun playing Pokemon. That's all it really is. A couple days ago, we started drafting. It was a long couple days I say, because it was 5 days, I believe, worth of drafting. Because everyone's on different time zones, so it's really hard. And I got seventh pick out of 12, which really sucked. I really like being at the end or at the beginning, so you kind of have them close together. But I was dead in the middle. Had to wait so long, it felt, in between picks. But I ended up getting this team together, so I'm going to go ahead and go over what I drafted with you guys. My first pick, I was thinking about a couple of Pokemon. I wanted Mew. Was thinking about Mew. Thinking about Tapu Fini. Victini was in my mind. And then, the draft started going on. And it really got down between Mew and Landorus for me. Uh, Landorus, I really do think defensive Landorus is the best set in OU right now. The best Pokemon, at least. And I think he's just really good in draft league format. You can run him Scarf, Band, Assault Vest. You can run Z move on him, which I'll explain Z moves a little later. You can run Rocky Helmet, Leftovers. You can run a lot of different things on him. He gets Earth Power, Earthquake. His special attack actually isn't bad if you look at it. 105. You could catch someone off guard with that. Hammer Arm, Grass Knot, Knockoff, Outrage. Rock Polish, Dual Dance. You can run Dual Dance Landers. Sludge Bomb, Stealth Rock, Stone Edge, U-Turn, Toxic, Swords Dance Superpower. It really is. He's just really unexpectedly diverse. Really, I think you look at Landers, you expect bulky, or you expect Scarf Landers if you're in the VGC a year or two ago. But he really is unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen, and I was really excited to get him. Moving on to my second pick, I mentioned Tapu Fini being a big hit on my radar. It's because I really do think bulky water types are really, really good. I really was thinking about Tapu Fini. I was thinking about Vaporeon later on in the draft, maybe as a bulky water type. I was thinking about Slowbro in general. I was thinking about Mega Blastoise, but Mega Blastoise got taken in the first round. That's what I wanted. I really wanted my second pick would have been Mega Blastoise, but I'm not unhappy. I can't complain. But it got to my second pick. I was gonna pick Fini, but then I realized there's a better bulky water type than Tapu Fini, and that's Mega Slowbro. Now this boy, just look at this defense set. Base 180, uninvested. Look at that uninvested 396. That's insane. 130 special attack. That's pretty. This boy is no joke. Okay, run this guy with Calm Mind, and you're gonna be taking hits for days. I mean, you run Calm Mind, you run Scald, Aquatail. We're not running this physical. What is his physical attack stat? 75. That's not bad. But you're not gonna be seeing Curse Lobo from me. Calm Mind. You got Fire Blast, Flamethrower, Focus Blast, Grass Knot, Ice Beam. Psychic, Psyshock. You run Rest Talk if you wanted. Shadow Ball Signal gets recovery and slack off. Surf, Tox. This guy really is just really good. He can take anything you want him to tank. He's really powerful, really bulky, can hit hard, with that 130 special attack, and he has shell armor, which means if I get a couple of uh calm minds up, you aren't critting through and killing me. You're not doing it. So this boy is here to set up, stay set up, and just wreck your team. He doesn't even really need to set up, but that might just be a set I have to run a couple of times. Next up is disappointment. To be honest with you, I really didn't get sniped this draft. I only got sniped 3 times. It was a 12 pick draft, and I got sniped 3 times, so I really can't complain. Now, after drafting those two, I kind of wanted to grab a defogger. I wanted just an overall. I wanted Latios. I love Latios a lot. He's probably top 5 favorite Pokemon. He's a really good Dragon type. He's a really good Psychic type. Defog. You can run bulky. You can run him speedy. You can do whatever you want with him. And it must have been 2 or 3 picks before it got to me that someone picked him. Now, if you're unfamiliar with how WBA or WBE and GBA work, is that there's tier system. There's tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not like Smogon tiering. So there's points you get for those tiers to spend on free points. Like I said, if you're not familiar with the system, I encourage you to look it up. But Latios and Latios were tier 1. So with Latios being picked, Latios was the obvious fallback on that one. If you really, Latios has the higher special defense, where Latios has the higher special attack and defense and attack, the same way. Latios is just bulkier in nature, which isn't bad. 110 is still really good. Latios isn't a bad Pokemon. Don't mistake me if you're saying that. I did really want Latios, but Latios is a great fallback who I think can put in some work, gives me some defog, gives me some, like I said, this thing gets Calm Mind, defog, Draco, Dragon Pulse, Earthquake. I can run Earthquake, base 80 attack. If you want to bring like a Heatran, bam, Earthquake in that thing. Energy Ball, Healing Wish. That's one thing Latios gets that Latios doesn't, is Healing Wish support. I do have to say that. Ice Beam, Outrage if I wanted to run a Dragonite set, Psychic Psyshock, Recover, get crazy with some Reflect type, get Screens, Roar, Shadow Ball, Sleep Talk, Substitute Sucker Punch. I didn't know it got Sucker Punch. That's interesting. You know what this thing does. It's really running prevalent in UU right now. Latios running prevalent in OU. This thing can be run bulky, or it can be run speedy, like a special sweeper set. I don't know what sets I'm gonna bring, but we'll see. We really will. My next pick was really tough. It was bouncing around between a couple Pokemon. Reuniclus. I really like Reuniclus. I was thinking about it. Tangrowth, really wanted a grass type, but it would have made me really weak to ice, so I really couldn't go that route. I was thinking about Klefki, but ultimately it boiled down to is I really needed a pretty good steel type that could hit back. Klefki's good and all the guys, don't get me wrong, I really like Klefki, but it can't hit back. Where Magnezone, look at this special attack. 130. Now give it analytic or give it magnet pull to trap those steel types that can't do anything back. Magnezone, I have a love-hate relationship with Magnezone. I love to run it on my OU teams and I hate to not run it. I really do. Right now, with all the presence of steel types, Magnezone really is just such a great Pokemon. I love having it. I didn't expect to draft it going in. Going out, I don't know how I feel about drafting it, but I hope I love the decision going forward. I really do. You already knows what it does. I don't think I need to go through the moves with every Pokemon. But I can run it special, bulk. I can run it specs, assault vest, choppleberry, air balloon. I could run screen support if I really wanted to. This thing is a really good Pokemon. I can run sturdy minus speed trick room gyro ball if I really wanted to. Now I'm not going to do that, but maybe I will. Maybe later in the season, I might fool around a bit with these teams, but I don't know. We'll see. For my next pick, I really wanted a fire type. I really, 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 really wanted a fire type. And I was staring at the draft board, and two Pokemon were just chilling. Entei and Darmanitan. They were just sitting there. No one touched them. No one was looking at them, except for me. Now, it's always been tough for me to decide between Entei and Darmanitan because Entei is really good and Darmanitan is really good, and they do a lot of the same things, but they each have differences over the other. Like Darmanitan hits a little bit harder, but Entei's got that priority. It's kind of, and what it boiled down to is I think is Entei's was a tier 2 pick, so I would have had to spend more points on him. So, like I said, I think they're about the same. I wasn't going to pay more for a Pokemon that was about the same as Darmanitan. So I ended up grabbing Darmanitan, which I was perfectly happy with. I really am. My boy Goku here with them eyebrows. Look at them eyebrows. If you're not scared of those eyebrows, you should be. That smile, he's up to something. With those eyebrows, that smile, those eyes, this guy is ready for some hard hits. Rocking that sheer force. I mean, flare woods. Look at the. Okay, I want to show you something. Ooh, what the hell? 382. 382. Slap a choice band on that. That's looking at around like 500, over 500 easily. Plus sheer force bonus, easily 750. That's crazy, guys. That's crazy. It's not 750. It's 1.3. So that's about 600, 650. Still, that's still insane. That's still like crazy. This guy hits like a fucking truck, and that 105 HP. That I mean, he really doesn't have the defense or special defense if you're looking at it, base 55 each, to take advantage of his high HP. But that he can still live a hit or two. Don't mistake Darmanitan here. Little boy Goku's gonna go Super Saiyan on all these motherfuckers. I made him a lonely nature. Base 95 speed. That's pretty quick. It's not 100. Like Entei, I believe. Entei is 100, which is another slight advantage Entei has. But base 90. I don't think so. Wow. Yeah, okay. Entei is base 100, but 95 is still outspeeding most things. It's not high. And really, if there's something I really want to outspeed, I'm gonna scarf this motherfucker. I don't need to run ban just to make sure to get kills. I can do that with just the sheer force bonus. Yeah, that's Darmanitan just gonna be fucking your mom, fucking Pokemon, fucking everything. That went a little crazy. Kind of Ross things to say, so just had to give my boy a shout out. Okay, next up, I wanted a poison type. I wanted a T-Spike setter, and I wanted Nidoqueen. This is the second time I got sniped. I said I got sniped 3 times. This was the second time. Nidoking is generally regarded as better. If you look at tiering histories, he's always placed higher and considered in more regard than Nidoqueen. I think wrongfully. Nidoqueen has that average stats, a little more like Nidoking hits harder, but Nidoqueen is a lot bulkier. Now with sheer force, Nidoqueen can hit pretty hard, so I don't think that extra attack really matters. I wanted Nidoqueen because she's diverse as hell. She's got the T-Spike sets for days. She can run bulky. She can run scarf. She can run life orb. She can run so many sets. Um, and ultimately, a couple picks. It wasn't as close of a snipe as Latios was, but a couple picks before me, Nidoqueen got took. And like before, well, who's the best fallback? Nidoking. Nidoking was a great fallback. I really didn't have to make a jump. Uh, he does almost everything Nidoqueen does. He's still not like, I can't say he's not bulky because you run max defense or max special defense. He's gonna take those hits, but Nidoqueen you can kind of play around and not have to run max to be able to take hits. The good thing about having Nidoking is he's gonna break through a lot more than Nidoqueen will. Um, he's gonna, instead of Nidoqueen needing that rock to get that kill, Nidoking's just gonna get that kill, which is gonna be a lot better. But like I said, I really would have liked to have Nidoqueen. Nidoking is still a pretty good Pokemon. I'm not upset, but I am a little discouraged. Now my next pick, guys, was actually this little guy was Sneasel. I've been eyeballing Sneasel since the get go. I really do. One of the best ice types in the game is, well, Kieran Black, but in Mammothorn, but is Weavile because of it's so basic, but it's so good. It's got this little niche in UU and OU in between those tiers of just running knockoff, pursuit, icicle crash, ice shard, and maybe a low kick or a swords dance, but that's all you really need. Those really 5 or 6 moves. And Sneasel is the exact same way. If you look at Weavile, right? Uh, Big Money. Trying to make it so you just see their stats. Yeah, okay. Weavile only has 25 base attack and 10 more speed. That's it. Bulk wise, they're pretty much the same. And you're really not running Sneasel for bulk. But this little difference is the only thing in between UU and NU. Between like no shit, Sneasel was like half the price of Weavile. Half the price. So I got a discount Weavile on a discount price. This guy, with Dark and Ice being really good stats, knockoff, one of the best no drawback moves in the game. Stab Ice is just really, really good. It really is. Uh, this little shit right here, I am expecting to bring me to so many clutch victories. Just being able to get that banned ice shard off, get the focus sash. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with him. Ban life orb, focus sash, Eviolite. I mean, that's really, you know what he's gonna do. To be honest, I'm not gonna act like Sneasel's gonna be some surprise, but he just does it so well. You really can't do anything about it. My next pick. Now, earlier I was talking about Tangrowth, and I convinced myself that the ice weakness was gonna hurt. Now, so I really didn't want to pick a grass type that early, but I still needed a grass type. So the draft goes on, and I had my eye on Chestnut. I really like this Pokemon. Top, I'd say favorite grass type. Not gonna lie. Bulbasaur's right there, and Shaman. No, Shaman and Leafeon. Top 3. I mean, um, he's a really good Pokemon. He really is. You look over here, his defenses. Okay, just cut out this stuff. Don't look at this stuff. Look at this. Look at this. This boy is taking defensive hit for days. You're not gonna kill him with an aerial ace. You're not. I don't think a banned aerial ace from. Let's not from. Okay, week 1 I have to face an Excadrill. Banned aerial ace does not kill. max HP, max defense. That's crazy. That it really is. If you really think about that, this boy right here is gonna be tanking. 64 speed isn't awful. I can run speed investment to outspeed things. Um, Run taunt. I've seen a speedy chestnut run taunt. You don't know what you're gonna get with chestnut. He has a little bit of variation. Um, Drain punch, dragon claw, earthquake. Um, could run a minus speed gyro ball spit, leech seed, low kick, poison jab, power punch. Just look at all this diversity here. Roar, rock slide, seed bomb, uh, spiky shield, super fang. I mean, I've been using chestnut since he came out. I fell in love with the boy. I can't wait to use him. I think he's going to be really key to my team. My next pick, I know you see Togetic there, but Togetic was not my next pick, guys. So if you're familiar with UCL or GBA, I wouldn't even say UCL, it's GBA. If you're familiar with GBA, you know Z moves are drafted by Z Pokemon, meaning you would claim a Pokemon to be your Z user. Well, if you know WBE or this draft, or the way we're using our draft style, is you draft a Z Crystal. It means you can draft Dark MZ, Fire MZ, uh, Rocky MZ. You don't draft the user, you draft the one crystal, and anyone on your team can use the crystal. Now, if you look what I had so far: Sneasel, Chestnut, and all of these Pokemon. You look at all this. I really wanted Fighty MZ, and I did get it. I got Fighty MZ. I had my eyes on a couple of others. I had Ice MZ. I had Electri MZ. I had Ground MZ, Rocky MZ, Fly MZ. There's a lot of options I had, and it's really hard, not gonna lie. But I was just thinking about Landorus with superpower or hammer arm. Not wanting to miss does not get focus blast. Who got focus blast? No one. Lol. Having Darmanitan be able to hit a Z superpower instead of losing that bulk. Nidoking being able to hit a Z superpower. Chestnut could take full advantage of that with Drain Punch or Hammer Arm. Z low kick, from Sneasel, which don't think I would run, but it really would. I think it just every Pokemon can use it, where Icy MZ is only going to be able to be used by Sneasel or Latias. Fly MZ is only going to be able to use by Landorus, stuff like that. I picked a Z move that everyone can use, or most people can use. So yeah. Now we were in the final 3 picks, and it was getting tough. And I've noticed that I hadn't drafted a fairy type yet. And it was getting down to it, and I really, really, really wanted I really, really wanted a Wish Passer and a fairy type. And the only 2 Pokemon that were left or 3 Pokemon that were left that could do it were Togetic, Aromatisse, and Wigglytuff. So I was getting kind of desperate. I wanted to wait because I really wanted the next Pokemon that you see right there, Torkoal. But I really wanted to get that fairy type out of the way before someone could scoop him up. So I grafted my boy Togetic here. I love Togekiss a lot. It's a really good Pokemon. I've used it a lot, and it's kind of upset. I wasn't gonna draft it, but I wasn't gonna draft it because it was ranked so high. It was a tier 2. It would have cost me 120 points out of my 400 to get it, which was ridiculously high. So I wasn't gonna pay that. And then the Togetic's just sitting there, and I really needed a Wish Passer. I really needed a fairy type. Got a defogger. Got a heal bell, baton pass. I don't know if baton pass is allowed. It might not be. But Togetic really is going to be a great defensive Pokemon. Like uninvested, it's got 300 defense. That's crazy. Come over here and look at Chestnut. 280. That means it has more defense than Chestnut uninvested. That's crazy. Special defense, even better. Gotta be careful of knockoff on this guy. Because even though it's resisted, losing Evolite would suck. But I'm not really worried. I think Togetic is a great Pokemon. I'm glad I got him. Next up, Miss Torkoal. Now, like I said, um, I really wanted Torkoal. Really, really, really wanted Torkoal. Because, um, now I said it was sniped 3 times. And this wasn't one of the times. But I was really looking at Fortress. And I don't know if he didn't get picked or what happened, but something just told me that drafting that fire type was going to be a bad idea, or that 4 times weak fire weakness was going to be a bad idea. I already have so many 4 times weak Pokemon. I've got Sneasel, that's 4 times weak to fighting. I've got the 4 times weakness to ice, the 4 times weakness to ground. I really didn't want to add on to that with a 4 times weakness to fire. I really wanted Torkoal, but he just can't work with his team. Or not Torkoal. Fortress. I really wanted Fortress, but he really doesn't work with his team at all. So the next best spinner that was available was Torkoal. This boy, after the buffs he got going into Sun and Moon, is a defensive monster. Look at that, 140. I was just hyping up how that 122 was crazy. Now imagine how that 140 is. This boy is a clear small user, is a rapid spinner, eruption, drought eruption hits so hard, guys. I really can't with that base 85 special attack. That's crazy. This Pokemon, there's so much more that meets the eye. So much more. I don't know how the saying goes. I really don't give a shit. You know what I'm trying to say. Torkoal is very underestimated. Those stat buffs he got make him a crazy threat. He was really low, really cheap, and I love the fact I was able to get him. And now we go on to the last pick. Oh, geez. Now, this was the third and final time I got sniped. Since I drafted Torkoal, which was like 14 picks from this selection, I had my eye on Haunter. I actually had my eye on Miss Magius, but Miss Magius got taken somewhere in between Torkoal and Togetic. I had my eyes on Haunter for a long time. I really wanted a ghost type, something that could spin block for me. Haunter's just a really good Pokemon, and I really wanted it. And it must have been 1 or 2 picks before before I could select that it got taken. I was so upset. I really wanted him. I thought he would have fit really well in with his team, but it was not meant to be. So I looked at my team. If you really look at my team, one thing we don't have is Sneasel and Latias are my fastest Pokemon. I don't have anything faster than 115. Which kind of sucks, not gonna lie. I don't think I have horrible speed tiers. I really don't. I think, Torkoal covers Torkoal covers at base 20. Trying to outspeed them base 10 mods, y'all. Togetic's 40. I mean, I got my 60s covered, my 115, 90s, 110, 60s, 90s, 80s. I've got everything covered, but I really wanted something that was going to be really faster than that 115, 115 is where you really start going from fast to like really fast. You know what I mean? Like, once Latios or Latios being at 110 is fast, Sneasel is like pretty fast, and then anything above 115 is like crazy speed. So, I mean, I don't know if I'm making any fucking sense, but I just wanted that one thing over 115. That makes any sense. So, just in case my opponent has anything I want to guarantee that speed. And Zep Strike is not a bad Pokemon to have either. Sap Sipper. I can get a grass or an electric immunity with Sap Sipper, Lightning Rod, or Motor Drive. That's crazy. Um, there really is. If you really think about this, all of his abilities give him immunities. And he's not anything to slouch at either. With base 100 attack, base 80 special attack. I mean, I switch out on a grass type move, get that +1 attack. You watch out. Talking up Substrika. I've never used this Pokemon. Not gonna lie. Never used it in a playthrough. Never used it competitively. Never used it in random battles. I've never used the Substrika. I've hardly played against it, so it's gonna be very interesting um, to see what happens here. Well, that's it for my draft. I like it. I really do. I don't think it was the best draft, but I don't think it was the worst. Overall, I'm satisfied. I hope you guys are too. I really don't care if you are, because it's my draft. But I'm, you know, gotta give you a shout out to come and to watch the video. Um, that's gonna be it, guys. I hope you had a good time watching the video.